Welcome to Journey Through the Gate, Paranormal Portal Podcast, as we delve into the many questions and wonders brought on by the supernatural experience. What's on the other side of the gate? Let's find out together. Hey everybody, what's happening? How's everybody in here? Look at all these beautiful gatekeepers in here. The old rattlesnake has not showed up yet, but I'm sure he will, and he will be right on time. Anytime Steve shows up, he's right on time. How is everybody today? Today is what? Today is Monday. Monday Madness, the beginning of the week. I hope everybody's week is starting out great. Hello, Sean. Welcome in here. Sean, absolutely. If you please drop your link. I hope you have... You have a wrench, Sean? I can't tell. Hello, Sir Brian. We'll get you a wrench if you don't have one. Hey, Dylan. I am so sorry I missed you guys. I absolutely love the pictures that Laura sent me. And it just breaks my heart I couldn't be there, but you know why. And, you know, what are you going to do? You know, unseen things. I mean, you can fight something right in front of you, you know. Here we go. I'm back. What happened? That was crazy. So, yes, I did. I love the picture, Dylan. It was absolutely gorgeous in front of a Hoover house. It was fantastic. Oh, I think I just heard a pop. I might have heard a rattle. Hold on. Let me see. Let me look down here in the tall grass. But yes, I absolutely love my picture. Yep, here he is. Do-do-do-do-do-do. It's Steve Stockton. Hey,
Papa
what's
Steve.
up,
How's it going?
That's all
you
right.
heard it pop, then here I am.
I heard it pop, pop. It just went a little like almost like a little black-eyed kids coming through, breaking the sound barrier. Steve, how you doing? We were just talking a little bit about the Hoover house. I received a love. I didn't think of putting them up here, but then again, I didn't ask everybody's permission either. I wouldn't just stick a picture up here without asking y'all. But it was absolutely fantastic. Everybody went to the Hoover house this weekend. I didn't get to go. There's people are popping positive all around me, Steve. You know.
Yeah.
And you got to be responsible, even though, you know, look, I'm going to tell you straight. I don't trust the test. I don't trust the BS. I don't trust the thing. But somebody's getting sick from something, and I don't want to give it to nobody. You know what I mean? I know how to fight it off from me. But can you imagine if somebody, you know, I care about, and then they go home, bring it home to their, you know, elderly relative or something, you know, and then I got to think about it.
You can go visit Yoko Ono.
I don't need that. I don't need that karma. You know, I'd rather just sit and make everybody blessings. And then stuff like that happens, Steve. And it's for a reason anyway. Maybe energies got through that wouldn't, you know what I mean? Everything, every pebble makes a ripple, you know? So I was just saying hi to everybody. You want to help me do that? Hey, Lindsay, I love you, darling.
Dylan, Linda. Creepy Unsolved, Donnie Cho.
Hey, Donnie.
Chasing the Truth, Sean G. Vixen Doe. Grey Wolf Paranormal, Moraid, Sir Brian Bowden. How you doing?
Please visit Yoko.
Linda Lee, Chavez, Grey Wolf Paranormal.
We're going to have fun
I may be
tonight.
Repeating myself there. Got a good crowd here. Usual bunch.
Oh, Dylan is saying that Michael Laciana just sent him a bunch of his Hoover House stuff. Steve, Michael, some of the best EVPs you ever heard. Dylan, you're in for a treat. Steve and I are of the mind that it's his intent, his character, and his chemical makeup that helps him. It's so wonderful. It's just the spirits are drawn to him, I
The
think.
spirits are drawn to him because
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
some of the best EVPs
Yep,
I've ever heard.
yep, yep.
Donnie Cho says Yoko Ono is
Scotty.
immune to all forms of disease. That's because
Well,
she lives off dead Beatles.
ooh, ooh, uh-oh. There we go. The baseline has been set for the show tonight. Anything can happen. I'm here to tell you. Yeah, eats dead Beatles. I don't know why I'm thinking of sharing cockroaches right now, Steve. Isn't there something with... That's the only thing that'll be left in a new... Is it her? Keith Richards and
Cockroaches, Twinkies,
Keith,
Yoko Ono, and Keith Richards.
Keith Richards share. They're
And
all sitting.
there'll probably be some McDonald's
Last
food in
people
there
on
too.
Earth.
Saw the other day where a couple were renovating their house.
They
They
found
found
McDonald's.
a McDonald's bag
Oh,
in the wall
shit.
from
No.
the 1950s. It had some fries still in it.
Oh, my.
And they were
And
stale, of course. They
pristine.
were hard as a rock,
Oh.
but they still looked the same. It showed a picture of them. They looked like they had
Not
just
even moldy.
come out of the fryer.
I got some... I've seen all the things... I've seen the stuff where... I saw the guy on YouTube that actually put a whole Happy Meal, I think it was. It may have been a Big Mac meal. I cannot remember at this time. Don't hold me to it. Fact check me. But he buried that in resin, and it stayed... indefinitely. And then there was somebody else who put it in a room and shut the door and went, and years later, it still hadn't had any mold on it. It got a little shrinky, but
Yeah.
other than that, it looked just like a,
So
there's some scares
Yoko
me to
and
death.
Keith Richards and the Roaches will be able
And
to
the
enjoy
apples.
some McDonald's and some Twinkies. They
Has
can have,
anybody ever had the apples in a Happy Meal? I got them once, and I didn't eat them right away. Somebody gave me a couple packs, can't remember. Put them on the counter, open one, took out an apple, ate it. Went back, and I hate to say it, but they were still on the counter next day, not brown. So I put them up on the windowsill, see what would happen. The suckers still look the same a week later. Scared the shit out of me. What are they putting in the apples?
I think it's people.
Apples
Soylent
are people.
Green.
Soylent Green is people.
Soylent Green is people.
That was 1970. I gotta say 4 or 5. I'm gonna guess because I know I watched it with my mom on TV before we went to Florida, so had to be 76. No. Had to be like 73, 74 that came out. Am I right, chat? Somewhere around in there.
Something like that. Monica Device.
But they
welcome
had
in.
it right.
So
Soylent
the
Green.
damn retrograde messing with her phone. May your Mercury be more Freddy than retrograde.
Did everybody see the blood moon? They were talking about it in chat here last night. We had a good old time last night.
It looked like rain clouds to me.
We were talking about Bobby Mackey's.
That was all I could see.
Pearl's
Yeah,
Head.
I
You
listened in
stopped
last
in?
night. I was in the chat a little bit.
Did you hear
I
a
was
little
doing
bit of
stuff
it?
in the background, but I did hear a
Those
lot
gals
of it.
had some stories, didn't they, Steve? I cannot
yeah.
imagine. And like I said, to think the whole thing, we get so used to telling the stories, we forget that they were people. And they went through so much. I mean, the atrocities that she went through, and even leading up to it, the whole mind game thing between her cousin and his roommate, which what a roommate that was. Hey, I gotta go hide a body. You with me? Well, let's go. I'm all in. Here, give her this, tell her to drink this shit. They gave her arsenic and cocaine, and the girl was still standing. God bless her.
No wonder.
God bless her. I mean, gee whiz. I mean, she deserves at least respect for that. Fought like the wind. But anyway, that was last night. Tonight, I thought we would do. I hate clowns. And no offense to anybody that might be a clown or might be related to a clown, or maybe, maybe a love interest of some sort.
There is such a thing as clown porn. Don't Google it,
Oh,
because you'll see some
stop.
things you can't unsee. But there are people that have that affinity.
You finally did. You finally broke me, Steve. Clown porn. Oh,
Well,
geez.
I didn't mention that there's a subgenre of that, midget clown porn.
Oh, stop it. Oh, geez, stop. What does the world come to? I swear to God. 100 years ago, they're buying blood-soaked leaves at Pearl's, where they found her body, and now we've got clown midget porn. We haven't learned a thing. We haven't
It's
learned a thing.
de-evolution.
Not a clown fan. Me either, Lindsay. And I had a friend who all she wanted to do was be a clown, and God bless her, she had the right personality for it. She was always, "Hey, how you doing?" and all this other stuff, and just add colors and a big nose to that, and some kind of outfit, probably a big flower. Who was that back in our day? Was it Daisy May? That was a clown back in the old days, back in the Bozo times. That had the big
Yeah.
flower, the big straw hat with the big old
It,
fake flower. Oh man,
I
who
don't
was
remember.
that?
There was Clarabelle, which was
Claire,
actually
that's
a
it.
he.
Okay,
Clarabelle was
that might have
on
been it.
the Howdy Doody show, and Clarabelle was actually played by Bob Keeshan, who went
Captain
on to be
Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo. That's right.
Absolutely. Isn't that amazing? See, true life is stranger than fiction. I promise. I promise you it is. But and I did read that. There's a lot of rumors go around about him too. But anyhow, clowns. Don't know. I always felt sorry for him. Again, here we go. I have no clue why. I guess because when I was younger and when my kids were younger, the fairs and the circuses that would come around would be these almost like family-owned traveling circuses that were like on their last leg, and
Yeah, the
the
Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, that was the big one.
that
But
was
there
the
was a lot of little
that
traveling
was the hoodoo.
circuses and
Yeah.
carnivals that would set up like in the grocery store parking lot and places like that. That they'd have
Yeah,
like
the Ferris
little
wheel
freak
creak,
shows, a
creak,
giant snake that
creak,
ate somebody.
creak.
I
Yep.
remember once I went into one of those little trailers, and the guy was on the microphone out there, "Monkey boy, see the monkey boy, step right up, only 25 cents." And it was like a stuffed,
Get your ticket.
badly taxidermied, shaved monkey.
Oh God.
But he was Monkey Boy. I'll
A
never
monkey
forget. I can
boy.
still hear that guy, "Monkey Boy,
Monkey.
see the Monkey
See
Boy,"
the monkey
and just
boy.
over and over and over and
Oh
over. So you
God. And
had
the
to go in
carnies.
because you were hypnotized by that point.
Gosh, that whole life, and I do remember feeling sorry for the trapeze people because their leotards were like torn and had holes and stuff, and I'm thinking how sad this must be. And then as a kid, me, I mean, I was Cisco even back then. I'd sit there and think of it, if the people are like this, what are the animals being treated like? Holy
Oh
shit.
gosh, can you
You
imagine?
know? Oh my God, my heart would break, and nothing but doom and gloom around those places for me. Now, I did get to go see the very big, that you're absolutely right. It was a big old shindig, the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, the three ring circus, and that's exactly what it was. They had something going on, three big rings, all at the same time, and
I
it
always
was
thought
in
that was kind
Madison
of a
Square
jet
Garden.
because if you pay attention to one thing, you're
Right,
missing two others. You could
it's
not
true.
see the full show unless you went three times. I think
It was
that's by
so good.
design.
That's true. Yeah, I
Because
didn't think
we know
about it like that.
Barnum was
I
something
was
of a
always
huckster
sitting,
anyway.
yeah, and he was. I was always sitting so far away I could see it all at the same time. You know what I mean? I wasn't close up or nothing. I got the whole thing. But Madison Square Garden place is huge, and I remember, as a kid going there twice. I saw that, and I saw something, the Rockettes or something on ice for a Christmas show or something. But that was it. That's all. Other than sports things, I haven't really. But that was really something to see, and it was cool. They had the clown car where all the clowns would come piling out one after the other. That shtick. And
Yeah.
again, a midget clown was in there, and monkeys. They had monkeys.
Yeah. One of the smaller ones I remember was the Clyde Beatty Cole Brothers Circus.
Oh wow,
Clyde Beatty had been a guy
sounds
kind of
familiar.
like Robert Ripley that explored the world, went in the jungle, and brought all this weird stuff back. And then he had a circus.
Yeah.
But I think all those are gone. The Ringling Brothers is gone now. They shut that down. The animal rights activists.
They
I don't
got 'em.
think there is a circus anywhere with animals.
Wow.
Now you've got Cirque du Soleil in Las Vegas and places like that,
True.
where
True.
it's a circus with humans, with people. And you have there's another show, Cavalia, which is created by one of the guys that started Cirque du Soleil. He split off on his own, and it's like a circus with horses, but they're very well taken care of. They have their own jet that they fly them around in and stuff. So it's not like these little rinky-dink outfits where they mistreated the animals. And
Yeah, I think that's what I always thought because I didn't realize I was an animal empath. Back when I was a kid, and it was probably real strong right then. Didn't realize it, but I would get sad before I ever got there. You're supposed to be happy as a kid, especially getting to go. We didn't get to go do stuff like that all the time. That was a special treat. The fair costs money. Big time.
yeah,
Hey,
used to
Peter, how
go
you
to the
doing? I'm so
fair.
glad you're here. Hello, hon.
Circus would come around once a year
I'm
in
so glad to see
Knoxville,
Peter.
Tennessee, at the Civic Coliseum, and then had the TVA&I Fair, the Tennessee Valley Agricultural and Industrial Fair,
Wow.
and it had rides and a midway and stuff, but it was agricultural and industrial. You'd have
Yeah.
like the prize pumpkin and
And the cows, like all the kids would raise
cows and
their cow and their goats.
4-H people. Yeah, kids would
Yeah,
have their
but that
cows and
was great
chickens and
because
stuff there.
kids learned to raise animals, raise chickens, bake pies, and do all the stuff that, a lot of people probably are trying to learn right now. No joke.
Yeah,
And teach
but it
their
was
kids.
one of
But
those
that
things. It
was
was
something.
fun, but you really, literally, you took your life in your own hands. Number
Yep.
one, it was in the really bad part of town back then. Maybe still,
They were
Chill
always
Highway
so
Park in
exciting, though.
Knoxville was like a place you didn't want to go after dark. So
All the
once a
lights
year
at
for
night.
10 days in September, the fair would come to town, take over the park. You'd hear people outside the park getting robbed, getting cut, getting their tires slashed.
Yep. It's all
There
happening at
was
the
nowhere
fair,
to
baby.
park down there. And what
Yep.
people would do, they would stand with a sign, parking $5, $10, whatever. They would let you park in their yard. Turns out the people that were letting you park in their yard, it wasn't their yard. There was just a guy out there with a sign, park here, $10. So these people would pay to park, and then
Yeah.
the guy that
Made
owned
a
the
little
house would be
money.
like, "Why are all these people parked in my yard?" He'd have them towed away. So it was an adventure going to the fair.
Make a little money. Get you a cooler. Sell you ShopRite brand sodas, 50 cents for 25 cents a can,
Yep.
Make you a little money, have your little cooler on the side with the ice in it and all that. I'll tell you, sticking your hand in that ice cold, what you're pulling out was going to be ice cold. Remember all the picnics and barbecues and stuff like that as a kid? That's something I remember, the sound of that ice, and
Rattling around in the Coleman cooler there.
pulling out a soda. No, I don't want that one. Give me another one. You would get like ShopRite ginger ale or Kroger root beer or something. You keep digging, you get something good. But yeah, memories. I've got a couple of things here. Now, last night I had one that I didn't get to show it. It was kids, the kind of kid ghosts that kind of go wrong, and I definitely want to show you guys that tonight. But before we do that, somebody mentioned something about my mug. This is my Tigger mug, and I don't know if you can see Tigger.
That's a mug and a half right there.
It's a Tigger. I got my rose mint tea. See the paws. But, and I'll tell you a little something about Disney. Look at Disney in the mirror. I guarantee you, Mickey, if you look at Mickey, it spells wicked upside down, backwards. It's crazy. But anyway, I've got me a double shot tonight, double tea. But there's some really good mugs. I bet you that you can get for yourself. What do you got tonight? What are you drinking? Dunkin' iced
Dunkin'
coffee?
Donuts mocha, iced coffee.
Nice.
I've got
mocha.
my usual oat milk, but it wasn't cold
How do
enough
you milk
yet.
and oats, Steve?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still
You
looking
haven't
for
taken a
the
mug, Linda?
oat
Tigger.
oat teats.
The wonderful things about Tiggers. The Tiggers are wonderful things. And I'm so glad to see PETA. And Chris, I didn't get to say hi to you. And Vixen Doe is in here tonight. This is fantastic. But we've got a little Gatekeepers stuff. There is a 35% off. 35% off at tpublic.com/Cisco. And you can get any of the designs I have there. I've got like 25, 30 designs, okay? And here, this is the Gatekeeper series, so we're going to take a quick look at that, Steve. A little housekeeping. Is that cool?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Maybe. Look at that. That one was my favorite with the logo on the tombstone. I just think that came out so good. But you can get all of these in t-shirts. I've got the, gosh, what do I have? I have the tumbler. It's got a really cool top on it. It locks tight. And,
There you go.
of course, this show gets a little bit just a little bit from that.
It's
So
never too early to start shopping for Christmas gifts. It's only
and Halloween,
223 days until Christmas. 223 days. You better hurry.
we're halfway to Halloween. Halfway to
Yeah.
Halloween. Get you a mug, put you some candy corn in it, give it to your neighbor, tell them to watch the podcast. And if you wouldn't mind, go out right now while you can. Go to the lobby and give the thumbs up to the show, because that helps so much. We're trying to get more people to see it, more people to enjoy being in the chat and chilling with all the friends around the campfire here tonight. So
And the Halloween
share it.
countdown, 167 days,
There we
6
go.
hours, 38 minutes, and 3 seconds at my mark
Facebook
right there.
user. Hello, sweetie. Somebody told me how to get them. If you can come in here, you can jump in on YouTube and watch us if you want us to see your name and icon. And there's also something else, Brian. Can you tell them, Brian, how to do it, Brian? So Brian Bowden knows how they can give Facebook permission so we can see them. Either way, you're welcome in here, incognito or otherwise. Can you put up a link, Cisco, to... Yes. Can my mods drop the link for the tpublic.com? I know they've got it. They're probably scrambling now for it. But thank you very much. And it's 35% off. I don't know how long it's going to last. I think it's just this week. But even the hoodies, I've got the hoodies and the t-shirts and everything else. And they fixed the color black. So if you like any of the logos, you can get them in the color you want. In black, it's not so thick anymore. They fixed that. Thank you, Uncommon Belief. There's the link, everybody. Go in there and grab a
It's hard to find shirts in black or hats. I had to special order these.
Yep.
I've got
Oh,
a
I
Missing
like that,
Person
Steve.
Mysteries in black that I had to special order. And then check this out. It says Stockton on it, and it's got like a demon skull. Glenn Danzig Kissed
Love
My
it.
Butt. It's the Danzig or Misfits
Oh, I
logo,
love it.
but it says Stockton on it. Let me see that.
Danzig, you know, motto. Tell your children not to walk my way. That one?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That sounds a lot like him.
Oh, my goodness. I had a little crush on him. We won't talk about it.
He's a
Okay.
Jersey boy, I think, isn't he,
Yeah.
originally? He lives in California now, but
Turncoat. Yep. All right, let's see what we got here in my grab bag. They're all mixed up and jumbled, Steve, so I'm just going to reach up in here and grab one. What do you think?
close your eyes and grab something and see what you get.
See what I pull up? I think. Wait a minute. I think this is it. This might be a good one. If it is, this one's the Kid Ghost. It's really good. I've been wanting to show you this one for a while. I thought it was really neat because everybody on the crew had a little something, a little experience here or there, and it just really intrigued me that all the kids would gather here like this. It was kind of trippy, but anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Mulder can go out for a cigarette. He's got 7 minutes. Thanks, Sir Brian, for
I
dropping
want to
that.
see what you
appreciate
got
it.
here. I'm going to go over and hit the like button. Somebody
Thank
just said
you.
to
Hit the
smack it
like,
like a
everybody.
fairy tale stepchild.
Oh, there you go. Dancing Dead, I don't know. I love this song. She's not so cute, is she?
Though many ghosts are determined individuals, a haunting can also be a group decision. Witness
our
the
buddy.
events that surrounded the recent demolition of an elementary school.
Well, my sons and I were the lucky guys who got the job of knocking down the school. Just another job, I thought. I was wrong. My name is Joe Torres.
Dad, we gotta get started.
I know. I'm just waiting for your brother and Leo to finish their inspection.
They went inside. We should be okay.
What was that?
Sounds like kids.
What the hell are they doing here?
Didn't you have a childhood, Leo? Deserted buildings are great. You can hide and seek in them, or go treasure hunting, or even looking for dead bodies or ghosts.
Yeah, well, I had a childhood, but I knew a hell of a lot better than to hang out in a building that was about to be torn down.
I could have swore the noise was coming from in here.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was just in our heads. I'll go get Joe.
Somebody in here? Hey, kid, what are you doing in here?
Where the hell?
One times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 22.
Ghosts quoting math problems. Scariest shit ever. Gotta say, that's creepy.
Give me a break, Leo.
Look, Joe, I'm serious. Gabe heard it too.
What the hell is the matter with you?
Inside the classroom.
Huh?
There was writing. It was there.
Hey, you see, I told you.
Listen, I don't have time for this.
Joe, I'm telling you, there's something in there.
Fine. What do you want me to do? Call Ghostbusters? Come on, everybody. We're taking this mother down right now. Miguel, come on, crank it up. Let's get going.
I don't know what happened.
We'll try it again. Morris, get your butt onto that other piece. Come on, hurry up. All right, son.
I'll go make a phone call, get someone down here to take care of this. Let's find my watchdog.
I'm losing my shirt on this job. What else can go wrong?
Help! Help! Somebody help us!
The thing with the ladder drove off half my crew. And it wasn't over. In the afternoon, a lady named Elaine Ireland paid us a visit. She'd heard about the trouble we were having and thought she could help. She said she was a psychic. What can I tell you? I was skeptical.
Can you actually hear them?
Yes, they live here. This is their home.
Are they trying to scare us?
No. I hear laughing and singing. These are happy spirits. They were fed here, they were loved here, they were protected. This is their home. There's nothing but positive.
Thank you,
energy.
Lindsay, I love you, baby.
What do they want?
Thank you, babe.
Mr. Torres, it's obvious what they want.
Hey, Kat, we can
Don't
see your
want me
Facebook
here.
name now.
They don't want us here.
Welcome in, Kat.
They want you to go.
To go?
Yes, to go. How would you like it if someone was destroying your home?
But lady, there's nothing we can do. We got a job, and we have to do it.
I know, Mr. Torres, and I know you don't believe in the spirits, but they're here, and they intend to stay right here.
Maybe I should have listened. The next day, even more guys left. But what was I supposed to do? It was a job. And where I come from, you don't say no to work. Ghosts or no ghosts. I was ready to try anything. I even brought in a priest to perform an exorcism.
Oh, Heavenly Father,
Exorcist on
we
a
ask
tractor.
you to have mercy
on a
upon these
backhoe.
souls and allow them the rest that they seek
It's like, what was the
within
name of
the
that King
sanctuary
movie?
of your heavenly kingdom, and allow them the rest.
Oh, shoot. What
Take
was
them
the name
from
of
our
that?
midst and grant them eternal peace.
I know it as well as my own.
Amen.
Oh, shoot.
Whatever the priest did, worked. I was ready to believe in miracles, if it was going to help me get the work done. By the afternoon, we were beginning to make back some of the lost.
What's the name, Dylan? Stephen King, All Trucks Come to Life. What's the name of that?
Maximum Overdrive.
Thank you so much.
The short story was just called Trucks.
Yep, it's
But the
excellent.
movie was Maximum Overdrive.
Excellent
Hey,
story.
Tara Olivia, good to see you.
Tara.
Tara's my buddy from Ohio.
Thanks, Leo.
It's a good flick.
I got trouble.
Is that the one where they wrecked the car and the girl's like, Harold, are you dead?
Yes. And the Coke cans come shooting out and killed a bunch of...
I can't go back out there.
Yeah, one of the
Little
guys that
leaguers.
gets hit with a Coke can is Stephen King. And he did a cameo. He does a cameo in all his movies.
Right in the head, yep.
I can't go back.
This
And
poor
the
guy.
Coke machine called him an asshole, too.
Terrible's gonna happen. Yeah.
Or maybe it's the
If you don't go
ATM.
back in,
I don't
something
remember.
Even worse is gonna happen to you.
Could have been.
You get fired. Now, please listen and try to understand. We are running behind.
This poor guy's just trying to get a job
I
done.
need you. Mr.
But can you imagine it tearing down a building? You keep hearing kids in there, and you don't want to kill the kids. You're going to demo this building, you know? And you can't find them. It's unnerving. I don't know. I mean, these poor guys don't know what's going on. They're scared to death. You know? We'd all be in there with, you know, Sharpies and glasses and Ouija boards and shit, trying to talk to these kids.
Shanji, yeah, that's the right movie. Now, there was an even better take on that called Duel with,
Even better.
what was his Dennis,
Dennis.
played McLeod. I can't remember his name.
Yep. Wagner?
No?
Or something close. Weaver.
Yeah, Dennis Weaver. That was one of
Excellent.
Steven Spielberg's
Excellent damn movie,
first
yep.
movies. It was a
Excellent
TV movie, but it was really, really good.
Duel. YouTube still charge you $2.99 to watch it. They will. Oh, this poor guy.
Help me get these styrofoam bricks off of him.
Still coming down, no matter what.
Oh, jeez.
That's creepy.
In spite of the accident, the
We
job
love
was soon
you, Peter.
finished.
You bet.
All the
Good
remains
night,
of Metz
Peter.
Elementary School is a
Done.
vacant lot and many unanswered questions. After the job, Joe Torres dug up one of the trees from the school and planted it in his daughter's front yard. Several days later, his son-in-law called to say that he heard voices coming from the tree. They were the voices of children singing and laughing.
How about that?
Well, I was never one to believe in ghosts or spirits, but since I got reports and my equipment went down and my superintendent's wife stopped and his pickup wouldn't run and walls falling the wrong way, and my son bringing it to my attention that they've heard and have felt and experienced some noises in there, and I began to think otherwise.
Well, these children demanded attention, and they certainly got it, these spirits. There are at least 20 new believers and people with new respect for the spirit world.
They're planning to build a new school there, of course, and I just wish them luck. I hope they don't go through the same experience that I did, and I just hope they have better luck than I did.
Yeah, let's hope so. Ethereal Choir, that's the name of the song. Isn't it beautiful? There's those drums you like, Steve.
That's good. That reminds me of Enya.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. Go ahead, your song. You know I had to get a ghost in Some of these independents, man, are absolutely fantastic. I mean, they're putting out stuff like
I'm telling
unbelievable.
you, I listen to Bandcamp.
Yeah.
There's bands on there that you've never ever heard of that are better than anything that's on the radio.
My
I
God.
guarantee it.
That one the other night, well, Kevin McLeod, I think he pronounces it, it's MacLeod. So McLeod maybe, but I mean, he is just so.
We use a lot of his music on
absolutely
Missing Persons and Mysteries.
And absolutely professional work done over there too, guys. The editing group they have, the writers, the researchers, all of it. It's amazing. So if you're not over there, I'm sure you are if you're here, but if you're not, go over there and sub to Missing Persons and Mysteries. Everybody there.
Come on over and join us. 193,000
It's a
Passed
big
that
group. It's a
yesterday. We've
great
been
group.
hitting another 1,000 about every 3 days or so. It's over 10,000 in the last 28 days. Video that came out today, strange appearances instead of disappearances. This is
Just
people
people
that
coming.
just suddenly showed up.
Just showed up. Now,
And
do you
that's going
do
to be
you
a
have
new
any
series.
stories about people that went missing, like say in a Bermuda Triangle kind of situation or something similar to that, and then came back?
Yeah, those are
You know,
some of the strangest
that's
stories.
this one's yeah.
In fact, when I went to the UFO conference in San Francisco and spoke, that's what I talked about, how
Oh
a
wow,
lot of UFO abduction experiences, what they remember and what they tell is very similar to people that have gone missing and what they experience and tell when they come back. So I found a way to link the two there and gave a pretty good talk for about an hour and 15 minutes.
that's pretty good, man.
They didn't throw
And
tomatoes. They
did
didn't move
anybody
him.
have any wild stories about where they'd been all that time? I was always intrigued as a kid, reading about those stories of like, what if the people that were gone in the Bermuda Triangle, say that squadron of planes, all the pilots and everything, are they existing on another plane somewhere and time is just different and they can't get
I
back?
I
And what
think
if
they
they
are.
do?
I
I
think
do
there's a
too.
time slip or a glitch or
Yep, I believe
something.
so.
Some
That's my
people,
thought.
it's different. There's people that have been missing for days,
Yep,
maybe even a week or more. But when they're found, they've only been gone a few hours. And then
that's
likewise,
wild.
there's people that are only gone a few hours, but that's impossible. I saw
Right.
the sun rise and set several times. So then it messes with the
That's crazy,
time
man.
space continuum there in some of these
Crazy.
missing person cases.
Yep, that's a trippy thing. Now, I thought it was kind of neat that those kids relocated. They took down the school, but they around a tree. And we've always talked about witness trees and trees that remember, trees that have been around a long time. I think they hold a lot of power. I really do. I don't see how anything could be around that long and not absorb. I mean, you're talking about these trees on a battlefield. People dying under these trees
Yeah,
have
witness
absorbed
trees they
blood
call them.
in
Yep.
their roots. The blood is in their roots. I mean, it's insane. It always makes me think of that tree they had on Sleepy Hollow, the one that Christopher Walken was in. Actually, it was a pretty good flick. The cinematography and everything was crazy on that movie, but the roots were almost like came like people, and it was like everything was a part of it, and it always stuck with me. And this story here with the kids hanging out at the tree was kind of trippy. And I'd like to thank Lindsay one more time. Thank you so much. Listen, guys, if you want to help out, there's a super chat down at the bottom. I guarantee you every bit of it goes to pay StreamYard and a part of my internet and everything else. We have to have internet to get these out. Steve can tell you, if you have crappy internet, you're not getting StreamYard to work, and you can't get on YouTube. And I just don't know what I would do if I couldn't come and talk to you guys once a week. And we want to send out prayers, happy thoughts, healing energy to PETA. I won't put up the comment now out of just respect for them, but that family needs some assistance, and a young girl is in the ICU right now. So please send healing thoughts and energy and good waves and prayers and everything you've got that way. And anybody that's hurting tonight too, we wish you all the, get up and try something different. And if not, just grab some of the love out of this chat, because there's a lot here. What we deal with on this show is the wonder of it all and the supernatural and the very natural as far as Steve and I are concerned, and a lot of people listening tonight, and the fact that love and connection and energy all last. So if that's true, then it's also true that if we direct our energy towards one thing, we can make things happen. So let's do that tonight for the people.
Manifest something good, something
Absolutely.
worth having.
Something positive, man. Something positive. All right, so tonight I promise you, clowns you shall have. Now, Steve and I, since we first got together, Clowns has always been involved in there somewhere, hadn't he, Steve? It seemed to me about 5 years back, we were talking, every time we mentioned one, more would pop up. There'd be one in Chicago chasing kids. There'd be one in the woods over here stopping by cars. Clowns popping out of cornfields. You remember this, Steve?
Yeah, that's it. It seems to go in cycles. It shows up every few years. The first time in modern age that I can remember hearing about was 1981. There was a phantom clown flap started just outside of Boston, and they started seeing them around there, Brookline, Massachusetts, places like that. And then they were everywhere. They were in the Midwest. They were in Kansas City. They were in Chicago. Almost same MO as usually a beat up old van with a broken headlight, at least two men inside. Uh, One of them or more, maybe both of them dressed as clowns. The others was also superhero costumes, and some of them were really strange. There was one where the clown was only half a clown. He was naked from the waist down in case chasing kids through a park. And that goes back to the story that I had somebody tell me about the Pine Barrens there in New Jersey.
Just went through them the other day. Creepy some bitches,
He
I'm
was
telling
in the
you.
Pine Barrens,
Yep.
in there for some other reason. And he said that he observed, he was telling me another story. That was the guy that found a pizza in the woods there, fresh pizza in the box, just sitting there like bait or a trap, or maybe it was poison or something. But anyway, that same trip into the Pine Barrens, he said he observed a man wearing nothing but a clown mask and tube socks, carefully picking his way through a briar patch. But he said, but that's a story for another time. I never got the rest of that. But can you imagine naked in a briar patch with a clown mask and tube
To
socks?
my horror, to my absolute horror, I can totally imagine that. And I was just going, I can never, and I live in the Pine Barrens, y'all. You know, I joke, I kid you not, I'm on the shore, and you just drive along the shore long enough, and you're going to hit all pine trees and pine barrens and cranberry bogs. And Steve, I swear to God, this weekend, guess what I saw? Genuine 100% quicksand.
Oh, yeah?
And I said I should get a picture for Steve. I was going over a bridge, but here's the problem. I can't keep my eyes open when I go over a bridge, so I can't take a picture
I hope you weren't
with
driving.
my eyes closed. I wasn't driving, no. But I've been known to do that, too. It's just like, okay, just set the car straight, close your eyes, and go. I can't look. I hate bridges, man. I swear to God, I hate it. I hate heights. I don't
hate
know.
getting
I was
stopped
pushed
on a
off of
bridge.
something. Yeah.
There was an old one out here that they're getting ready to replace. And in the evenings, it would back up with traffic. And you're from the bridge, it would shake.
Oh, yeah, I hate it.
And this is a
And the
bridge built
bouncy
in like
ones.
1920.
Oh, and
There's
the
actually
bouncy
parts
ones.
falling
Oh,
off the
stop it.
bottom of it. They're getting ready to replace it. And I'm looking, I wonder how far it is down to the water there in
Oh,
case,
so
in case
bad.
this thing's collapsing. Keep thinking of the Silver Bridge
Oh,
there in Point Pleasant, between there and Gallipolis. I'm probably not saying it right, Ohio.
that's a
Or that-
great name for a band.
Gallipolis.
Gallipolis or a
Some of
cat.
you Ohio people, am I saying that correct? Chris Jarvis or Tara? Is it Gallipolis, Ohio?
Galapagos? Is it Greek? Like Galapagos Islands? Or something like that? I don't
No,
know.
it's
Don't ask
spelled
me.
differently.
Look who you're asking. I can't pronounce stuff. And then I'll get to laughing.
But
I'll
anyway,
tickle
the
myself
Silver
and
Bridge
just
that
laugh.
runs between Point Pleasant and wherever on the Ohio side.
We were on a bridge. God, what a story. I'll spare you. Anyway, it had rained for days, and general admission tickets to Guns N' Roses and Skid Row in Birmingham, Alabama, and we're going. And somebody had the idea of getting a bunch of fruit and putting them in big old gallon jugs and soaking it with 100 proof vodka and soaking it for like 2 days.
Jesus.
We were eating fruit and drinking the juice and stuff. Oh God. By the time we got there, and it was that vodka drunk and it's hot, and it's Alabama, and it had rained for days. Keep that in mind. So we get there, and it's nothing but Alabama red clay bog, just red clay, and you're just soak it. And I've got moccasin boots on, and it's 140 in the shade, and you've got all these people in general admission, and it was horrid. And Axl Rose was putting on some kind of a skinflint, like he'd always have his little tantrums, his little things. And he was late. He was so late, he embarrassed Slash. And Slash came out and did The Godfather beautiful, and then left. I'm like, we're all gonna die. Because we had stood there for 2 hours in the heat in the heat. And we listened to Skid Row, and then it stopped, and then it's an hour and 45 minutes, and all of the humidity is coming up from the Alabama red clay, and you couldn't breathe, and people are starting to push, and you could feel the energy change, and it was so tight you couldn't fall down. Have you ever been in a crowd like that? You could, if your feet went out from under you, you'd stay up because you're so close to the other people next to you. And I'm like, I told the people that we're with, I said, take my word for it. I'm going to say this once. We need to get the hell up out of here. And I said, just start backing up slow. And we backed up. And as we're backing up, I can remember hitting the chain link fence and being able to climb up it a little bit to get a good look. And where we were was just a mosh pit of just slinging fists and people just moving. It was like watching an awful halftime show at a university college football game, with the way everything just shifted and made shapes as the people moved, and like, oh God, it was something else. But man, it's something. On the way back from that, flat tire on top of the bridge, and the bridge is 4 lanes both ways, and we're at the very top. And trucks are going by, and it's woo, 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 woo. And we're drunk and hot and muddy. Awful. Worst bridge story ever. You ready for another one?
Yeah, let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
What do you do when you get a doorbell cam and you look at it and you see the kind of shit that's been knocking at your door while you're asleep or you're away? This is what I'm talking about. We got cameras all over the house, and I'm afraid to look at them. You know, I'll look like if we're somewhere and I want to check on the cats, is everything cool? Or, you know, it's nice if you have, you know, you hear sirens, you know, every mom's like that. You want to check, see if the kids are okay, whatever. You know, I can imagine all those things are great, and security. But now we're getting everything, and we're getting pictures, you know, down the street. We get a lot of ghost footage that way. But now we're talking about human beings, that there's something wrong. You know, either it's criminally insane, or just, I don't know, Steve, but I've
that's
got
about
a compilation.
90% of everybody anymore, I think.
I've got a compilation,
Present
and I
company
promise
excluded.
you, if I saw this, I'd move. This is like a Get Out. Now, I had to, on some of the car ones, I would have loved to have given you the commentary that was going on in the car when they saw like clowns chasing them or clowns coming out of the corn. But and I was going to try to bleep it out, but this is what it would have sounded like: beep 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 beep, because they said exactly what I would have said, just in different ways. So just imagine there's a lot of cursing in the car.
Out of here!
Get out of here! Faster, faster! Oh my God! You know, it's just the screaming, because it's exactly what I would be doing. But let's see who showed up at these people's cameras. Can you imagine? No. Now again, I don't care if it's a hoax. Somebody here said that. A lot of them are hoaxes. Doesn't matter. You have to judge them all the same. They all are real, because in the amount of time you're saying this is a hoax, you're dead. So everybody gets treated like a threat. Am I right, Steve? Oh, hell no. Yep. Right. Yep. These are all pictures of people on the side of the road just sitting there, dressed as clowns. That's freaky. Just outside your porch. 3 o'clock in the morning. What? What?
The way it looks at the camera there.
Oh my God. And this is a pumpkin. He's got a pumpkin. He's killing the pumpkin. The jack-o'-lantern for the camera. Again, I don't care if it's staged. You're getting shot. You're getting shot.
We know that happened somewhere. There was a kid that didn't speak English, college student, had showed up at the wrong house for a party.
Oh,
he
no.
walked up into the carport, and the guy that owned the house was like, stop right there. Kid didn't understand what he was saying, and the guy shot him and killed him.
Yep. I mean, That's the thing. I never understood
So
those
don't
prank
dress
things.
as a clown.
No. Prank things, you jump out of me, you're getting your block knocked off. Guarantee it. And I'm not going to stop. I'm one of those people that keep going till somebody stops me. You get turned on like that. You just, that's insane. Even that's creepy. Now, this one was actually publicity for a movie that was coming out, a local. But still, I think it's dangerous for people to do this. Because people will
Out
get
here where I
freaked out.
live, there are people that will shoot you
That
and
will
run
shoot
you
your
over.
ass. That's what I'm
and
saying.
shoot you again and then back over you. That's
Yep, and he's just walking around downtown. Here's another one, just standing on the corner, doing nothing. You don't have to do anything.
I'd be afraid to do it in my driveway, so
Yeah.
my neighbors across the road would shoot me.
It would be dealt with. I understand. It's like I have one sound. I mean, this is just creepy as I'll get up, but this is the sound right here. Universal. You think music is universal? Here, try this one. That right there, everybody understands. Everybody.
Back of
what
that
you're gonna
slide,
hear.
yeah, that's another universal recognition moment
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
That's
That
an oh
right
shit
there was
moment.
somebody that looking in your window. I promise you I wouldn't be able to stop myself. There's the guy on the swing again. Just sitting in
On
the...
July 21st,
This is a-
2021, Amanda
I'm going to
Nowak
stop in a
updated her
second so I
Facebook
can
with an
preface. So I started again so you can hear what she's saying. Now, I credit this YouTuber on here, as you'll see it come up. If you want to watch the whole thing, she does a great commentary on it, but I wanted to go ahead and use this because she's really good at... This is really good commentary. Out of all the things you're going to see tonight showing up in your trail camp, this is the scariest shit I have ever seen. And I want to know what has happened to our insane asylums. Are there no poorhouses? Are there no
Dylan's
something?
talking about the clown scare of 2016. There was another
Yes.
clap then.
Mhm.
And I read a thing in the paper where some
Yep.
clowns that came out of the woods and chased some people. I don't remember
Yeah.
where it was.
Yeah.
The cops show up. They go into the woods. They discovered an abandoned shack and what they described as clown paraphernalia. With the floppy shoes and a rubber nose. I don't know what clown paraphernalia is, but they found it in the shack in the woods.
The jar that used to, and the snakes and the confetti pop out.
I believe this looks like clowns have been here.
Just this guy though, sitting in the playground.
That's just creepy.
I mean, oh my God. Well, here comes this girl. She's going to tell you this story about this guy. Now, this is a real story. All of this is real. Every picture you see is pictures that people got off of their new, what is that, Ring camera and other front door cameras, whatever. There was some before those. But, yeah, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen right here.
On July 21st, 2021, Amanda Nowak updated her Facebook with an incredibly disturbing video pulled from her Ring doorbell. As she was settling in for a night home alone, someone rang her doorbell. She checked the app only to see a man with grey hair and a grey full-grown beard who was persistently knocking on her door and ringing the bell. Amanda didn't recognize this man, so she ignored the knocking, but the stranger didn't leave.
Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? What? Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive?
Absolutely terrifying.
Are you sure?
Well, that kind of reminds me of Black Eyed Kids and how they say the same thing over and over.
Mm-hmm.
As well as knocking, he kept repeating he wanted to talk to her. He had questions for her. Since she was home alone, she called her husband to tell him what was happening, and then she called 911. So Amanda's husband accessed the camera from his phone and saw the man too. Ignoring him wasn't doing the trick, so he decided to talk to him using the speaker. And this is what happened.
So, who are you?
What? Yeah? Are you sure?
Who are you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about baby fuel. Yeah, can you hear me? What I'm looking for is for the girl that's in the house to come out here because I'm going to rape her and kill her.
Oh, shit.
You have her open the door? I'm going to rape and kill the girl that's on the other side of this door when she lets me in.
He's talking to her husband. He's at the office.
I have a knife and a gun. Yeah, and I'm going to knock on her door again. All right.
After threatening the woman in a stone-cold tone, he's gone. He doesn't even seem scared off. He just leaves. As the man calmly walks away, he continues to talk to himself all the way down the street.
No idea. What?
He's still going. He's still going.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? It seems so MK Ultra to me, Steve. I swear to God. I mean, bipolar, yeah. Off your meds, yeah.
Amanda was terrified, but she was also afraid that this man could move on to another house and actually end up hurting someone. So she took the creepy footage and posted it to her Facebook. And it was actually thanks to this Facebook post that the man was arrested. A neighbor from the area recognized him from Amanda's Facebook post and called the police, who have not revealed his identity publicly. Amanda told reporters she never spoke or acknowledged him in any way. In fact, she hid out of view and stayed on the line with the 911 operator until the stranger left. So during the first part of the video, he was just talking to himself.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I just rang your doorbell.
Just talking to himself.
The voices in his head.
She's crouched down.
The voices in his head are saying, that one, that's the one you want.
Just
Are
by
you
watching
sure?
the footage,
Are you
it's clear
positive?
this
Yeah,
man
that's
is not
her.
of sound mind at the time of the video.
Yep.
There are many theories. Drugs, perhaps, or an untreated
Drugs,
mental
perhaps.
illness. Either way, the footage alone is one
Look
of
at
the
those
creepiest
eyes.
out there.
Yep.
So I can't even begin to imagine how
This
scared
is why
Amanda
you got to
must have
keep your
felt.
doors locked. I'm sorry, but it's not much, but it's something. You know, say he tried that doorknob. Say he tried the doorknob and it was open
was
because
open.
she didn't lock it going in, bringing in the groceries. She didn't take that second. I'll never forget this one account, and it was via a medium. It was telling me the last moments of this young lady's life, and she basically, the last moments of her was she turned around, realized the guy was in her hallway, and the last thing he said to her was the shittiest thing. He said, "I bet you wish you'd locked the door, huh?"
Oh, wow.
And I mean, that's some
Of
psychotic
course,
bastard
the guy
shit.
said he had a knife and a gun, but did he really? I mean, it might have been a banana and a ham sandwich, but
could've
I'm not
been.
going to let him in to find out, you know.
Right. I mean, again, it's just, it's this. They did get him. They did
Okay,
get him,
good.
and
I
I don't
was
know
gonna
what
ask.
happened from there, but they did get him. And the whole thing, she posted it on Facebook, and the neighbor recognized him and went from there. I don't think, yeah, be kind. I don't think it's bipolar. You know, schizophrenic, psycho. I mean, so many things we could unpack here. The point is, he's on her porch, and if he had tried that doorknob and he got in, she might have, you know, been able to get away. We don't know, but that's the thing. Blue Cross would say, lessons here, always call 911 first, not your hubby. Yeah, I love that one too. She called the husband. Like, what is he going to do? He's at the office. I never understood that. You know, I'd be calling, let's see, 911 and probably the ME, because he's going to need to bring body bags. I'll never forget that deputy who took me outside and said, "Do you think you have enough ammo? Because it's going to take me 20 minutes to get here." And I'm like, "I can hold him off for 20 minutes. You take, matter of fact, take the long way. I got plenty." You know what I'm saying? But he really said that. It was the sweetest thing, because he was just telling me, "Girl, you know, bards for all the marbles. You know, are you ready, willing, and able?" And I'm like, "Yes, sir. I got you." But that's it, you know. And I think that should probably be on the outside. Back when I was a kid, they actually sold cassette tapes of a dog barking. Do you remember that, Steve? So you could play a dog barking. This was a thing. You know,
that's what they need to have with those doorbells. When somebody presses the doorbell, you need to hear a slide lock and a dog start barking.
Yeah. Yep. Can I help you? Before, and it's just the Jehovah's Witnesses standing out there, you know. "Here, we just want to give you the pamphlet," you know. Just stick it in the door, be gone. You know, this is crazy. Here's another one. This is one of the ones that was outside the schoolyard, frightening the children. Take a look at this little getup. How nice. I mean, this is great for a Halloween party. You know, I'd buy you a beer, but not stand in outside of the school watching the kids. This one made the news, Steve.
Now refused to go to school. What's worse, she spotted the clown scaring kids near her school. Pope Francis yesterday at the end of the day.
I just saw the clown. There's people running because they are scared about the clown.
I mean, wouldn't you be? Seriously, look at this guy.
I don't care for clowns. You know, in Tonopah, Nevada, there's the world famous Clown Motel. I've been there, but I would feel more comfortable staying next door in the Boot Hill Cemetery.
Is an example.
Yeah, I would be too.
There's an old graveyard there. I much prefer that to rooms full of clowns.
Yep, Vixen, don't keep your doors locked. I know it's not much, and somebody else said about glass in a door. Yeah, I don't get that either. You know, I've done a lot of home repairs and stuff and construction and stuff like that. And these people would buy this $50 lock and put it on a $5 door. I didn't understand. What are you doing? It's only going to be as strong as what you're attaching it to. And some of the craziest things work. You know, those ones where you can get the bar that goes behind the door and you just stick it in the hole, you know, on the other side of your door when it's shut. It gives a little bit more, because you think when they're going to hit, it's either shoulder or they're going to kick it, you know. Give yourself a little bit of something, you know. And it's so funny. I remember Mario walking down the hall one time and he said, "What's it? Is this a decoration?" Or he stopped asking questions a long time ago. This is when it was brand new. And he said, this look. And I said, "Yeah, it's a decoration." He goes, "It looks like a basket of rocks." I said, "It is a damn basket of fucking rocks. Leave my rocks right where they are." I said, "That's to buy me time." So going down the hall to get to the hatchet that I got stored behind the picture frame over there. You know, it's like you go through. Listen, I was raised a movie called Uncommon Valor. When that one came out, I said, "That's it right there." It's not the trap or the booby trap. It's the succession of booby traps, and imagine where they're going to go next and how it's going to move. And, you know, if you had to back it up and do it the other way, could you? You know, at the end of that one, I believe God, I love this movie. It was a great movie. And the guy's name was Blaster. And, of course, it was because his MOS was explosives. He was, you know, an expert. He loved his job. And at the very end of it, he just went, "And then at the end, if they make it this far, Claymore mine." End of story. It's a great flick. Watch it. Uncommon Valor. But anyway, here's another one. This is one that reminded me of the David Weatherly story in a way. It doesn't seem too scary. I think it's a buildup. You can see something coming. You expect it to be a hitchhiker or something like that, and it's a stinking clown. It's just, it's out of place. It's out of place. What are you doing? So I think this was a news commentary.
Example of a clown encounter that turns into a dreadful chase.
Get out of here. Go. Back up, go.
Oh my God. He's just going. Oh my God, dude.
Should I go back?
No. Don't go forward. Are you stupid? I'll go back fast.
What are you, stupid?
Step on it. Go, dude.
No, I got it. It's fine.
Go.
Go. And it's out there in these fields. This is what I'm saying. In a cornfield.
That's running after.
And he's running like a dog after a car.
What's that?
That guy again.
Nah, you think that was fucking around? Oh, fuck! Hey, that was coming, that was coming.
Sorry about the beep. Beep, beep, beep.
No! Hurry the fuck up!
Beep, beep.
Shit! Oh, shit!
Wait a minute. Where's the shot kid thing
Where
again?
some kids getting on the bus were approached by a person wearing a clown mask this morning. Holly?
This is how about a
There we
dozen
go.
kids describe the person who
All right,
ran
that's
up and
enough.
scared them while they were waiting for the bus this morning at
That's
the
the
intersection of
creepiest
Winter and
picture
Oxford Street.
ever.
A scary clown. It's the latest in a string of reported sightings.
People claiming to see creepy clowns running up and scaring them.
Oh my
and
God.
just this morning, someone dressed as a clown scared about a dozen elementary kids waiting on the bus.
Oh. Stop it. That's walking towards your car.
Free hugs.
What's the world coming to? I think these are the creepiest ones. I don't know what it is about this outfit. That's just... I don't care if you're a hoax or not. I think you want your butt kicked.
Ronald McDonald had.
Disturbing images on a Facebook page belonging to someone calling themselves Flomo Clown.
This individual had sent some threatening messages with some emojis with guns and things of that nature.
Yep.
And in those threats, they related to the school.
Bear traps. Absolutely. This was the person who did this. Put that on the Facebook and threatened Ronald McDonald. And they're in a cemetery. This is a cemetery. These were just kids making out the cemetery parking lot, you know, like normal kids. And they see a clown walking around. He gets out and tries to get him. He goes behind the tree. And there's a clown offering balloons. I'm with you, Sean. Bear traps. Bear traps all around. I don't care if they're legal in New Jersey or not. Yep, it is funny. They're clowns, Ian. Now here's another reason you should lock your doors. Look at him trying all the doors. This is all this is the same house. Can you imagine? This is at your front door. That looks like the John Wayne Gacy one. With a machete. Clowns with machetes. Yep. Sick people sue. I highly recommend it. This one bothers me. It's the Michael mask, right? That Michael?
Look kind of like Michael Myers.
And he keeps trying. Me, I would go after that footprint that's right at the bottom of that step. It seems like a good one. Every time he steps off, he plants it right there. See? Check out those shoes. But look at his shoes. I mean, it's like they're almost shiny, like those dress shoes that they used to wear, like back in the 70s. He's trying to get in this house. Oh my God. This is like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, folks. Now, what would you do? Got up the next morning and your camera says you've got motion, right? That's what happened to these people. These people, you see the couch down here in the pit? They actually fell asleep watching television. This is about 2 o'clock in the morning. Look upstairs at the top of the stairs.
Oh, shit.
And they're down there asleep. Got in through an open upstairs bathroom window. And he spends about an hour and a half crawling around very slow this whole video. Gets her purse, steals his phone. That's terrifying to me. Have people walking around in your house while you're asleep. Is that not incredible? And they did see him throughout the neighborhood. That's what these are. This is the guy there. But they still, as of right now, have not caught him.
Well,
Even with
remember
that good
a few
picture.
years ago, there was a kid that got abducted, and they had like baby monitor footage of the guy coming in. There was 2 little kids in there. He took one of them, and then they found the kid deceased down the road.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
But,
jeez. Well, these, modern... I think a lot can be said for them. They've really helped me out a lot. Like I said, it can be scary looking at them, though. Now, this one is the one I told you about, Steve. This is not a clown. This is 2 people. I think they're clowning around maybe in the pool. And this wonderfully placed umbrella is covering up what they're doing, I believe. But they're about to be stopped. Make sure you're looking at the right side of the screen, folks, and watch how fast this guy moves. Right about now, you're in your pool enjoying the nice warm water in Florida, and here comes an alligator. Look how fast that guy moved. Look at him go.
We gotta get out. We gotta go.
Look at him. He's after her. She did get out. She had some wounds to her elbow and her shoulder. But, man, that guy forgot all about that girl. A minute ago, that girl was his whole world, man. She was everything, and bam.
Good luck. You're on your own.
Walking on water, folks. Ain't that something? You got to watch it when you're in the pool in the middle of the night in Florida.
The king was sitting in his backyard in Australia.
Here's another one.
When one of his home security cameras captured a snake slithering across the screen.
Look at this.
While the man had his back to it and
Good
therefore
old
couldn't
dog.
see it come up right next to him, his dog would notice the creature
How close it
and
got to
even
his
go
foot.
after it. This would alert the man and allow him to get both himself and his dog a safe distance away.
And it was a poisonous
What
snake
makes
in
this clip so
Australia.
disturbing is the fact that the snake was
I'm
an
sorry.
eastern brown snake, which is the second most venomous snake in the world.
And look
a
how
snake
close it
that's
got.
responsible for about 60% of snake bite deaths in Australia.
He got so lucky. So did the dog. Okay, now look at this one and tell me what you think right off top of your head. They're going to show it again. And it looks like people, something running. Look at that. Almost like down in a ditch, maybe? And then something flies over the fence. Did you see that?
They were running through a ditch, and then somebody took their clothes off and flung them over the gate.
That's what I think too. I think it's a group of kids got in trouble and maybe took their jackets off, and they're all wearing dark clothes, so it comes up light. That looks like a bunch of kids running to me. That's a large group.
There's 6 or 7 of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at the last minute, tossing maybe coats, like say they couldn't be noticed, like maybe they had a robbery or
Some
something.
sort of identifying clothing. Yeah.
Yep. And here's like the little soul reaper. See that when he takes in that it lights him up? I think that's more real than you think. Cuz it's something they don't have. I think that's the secret behind the yeah. Woo! I don't want to see any of that at my front door, Steve.
Same.
All those awful clowns. Okay, I think that's it. I got one more here. Do you want to go walk Mulder?
I was just thinking he probably needs a pee break because I do.
Okay,
And,
sweetie.
be
You can
right
listen
back
along if
wanna
you like.
Entertain the troops. See, I'll have it on my phone.
Okay, cool beans. Let me see if I can find this for you guys. We just watched that one. Let's try this one. I think we watched that one. Yep. Did we watch this one? I think we did. I want to be sure. Yep. Nope. This is the next one. Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. It's just the way this came up. It kind of came up blurry, and I can't really see it. I apologize. But this is it. It's called Lock Your Damn Doors. Here we go. Again, all these are pictures that people found on their home video or driving in their car and seeing this mess. I don't know what it is with this free hug mess, but you ain't getting one from me. That one's creepy. I don't care who you are. That's creepy. Now, this is a guy who was going by and saw clowns in the corn. I kid you not. He gets out to look for the clown, and they come out from the corn behind him and start chasing him in the car. That's what's going on right here. I don't know why they chase the cars. They're never going to catch them. I don't get it. Now, clowns and crazy people aren't the only thing you're going to find outside. If you check your CCTV and your security cameras, look at this beautiful group here. Look at them. Can you imagine if you come stumble out, take the garbage out, or you got a late night job and you're trying to get to your car? Now this one, I got to preface this a little bit. There's, other than weird people playing with your, you know, your cameras and doing strange things, and neighbors just being Karens and all this other stuff, just awful stuff that you see on these cameras. One of the things I really hate the most is these people who take packages, these porch pirates. Because I think, how low down is that? I mean, so many things are, but it's just something new. I mean, as a kid, you know, growing up as kids, you'd never think about doing something like that. Walking up on somebody's porch, daylight or otherwise, and taking anything off their porch. My aunt and my family and my grandparents always had milk delivered every morning, and they would deliver anything dairy, like eggs and milk and yogurt, cheese, and there would be milk boxes on the porch. I don't know if anybody remembers this. They were silver boxes, and they were insulated, and you would put your empty milk bottles in there, and then they would take the bottles and they'd replace them. And again, you would get, you know, things like they really branched out, some of them, to where they would bring you yogurt and cheese and eggs and different things like that. So it was kind of neat. And you never saw anybody going up and taking it, or, you know, even thinking about that stuff sitting on your porch. You went out early in the morning and got it, your paper, your mail, whatever, packages. Now people are just going up. Kids, they've got kids trained to go up and do it. I saw a lady in a video, she was pushing a baby carriage, and her 3-year-old went up and got the package and brought it up. She put it in the baby carriage and took off with it. It's absolutely terrible. But I will make an exception for this porch pirate. So he's got to be one of the cutest ones. Unless the neighbors trained him to do this, I'd be a little skeptic, but here we go. I think you'll get a laugh out of it. Look at that sweetie. Now what's he doing with the package? Is he taking it back to his house? I never got the end of this story. But it was a neighborhood dog, and it would be nice to hear that if he brought the package to the house, or maybe he's like a Robin Hood dog and he's taking packages off of one person's house and just putting them on another porch, and then, you know, going around the neighborhood like that. This one, I wanted to show this because this guy kept getting alerts 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Your camera has detected motion, basically, is what happens. I get alerts on my phone. And he kept getting them. What's going on? So he goes out there and he sees what's going on. And the problem is, again, just like the snake, this thing is really poisonous. And it's crawling all over his, what do you call those ding-dong cameras? Ring-a-ding? Ring-a-ding-dong. Look at the size. Now, also, I wanted to show this for our paranormal people out there who are looking at CCTV and wondering sometimes what those glowing rods are. Look very closely right before you see these. It's a great close-up of a spider leg there. Do you see these that are rolling right by here? Okay, I want you to take another look at it. All this is, you can even see, you see that? It's almost like a tracer. Okay? See these two little things? All that is light reflecting off the spider web. Okay? And it can look really intense if you've got it where it's not moving that fast, and it can look like, see, he's climbing right up it. So if you ever get, I think Laura sent me some footage with some of that going on in her friend's backyard or something, and that's exactly what that can be. It doesn't look like a bug. It looks more like orbs going across, especially if the wind blows it really slow. It's just a reflection of the light. So it's just something to look out for when you're looking at vids to see if it's anything paranormal. This is all hunter spider and extremely poisonous. So, and there's our little electric ghost getting all juiced up. And tonight's music was called A Fool's Theme by Brian Bolger. I thought it sounded kind of creepy clownish, so that's why we got that one tonight. Pretty cool, huh? I love that ghost. She's pretty neat. I'd like to see what all those paintings are. All right, so there you go. Not everything is a creepy clown, but there's some scary stuff out there for sure, guys. And I have one more. And because I really like this story too. This is a good one, and it's from our good friends over there in Australia. And it is part of the Extraordinary show that was on back in the early 90s. And because of all the clowns on the road, and that got me thinking about hitchhiking ghosts and trucker stories and things like that, and things that people keep seeing in the road of ghosts and different things. And I remembered this one story, and I'll wait for Steve to come back because I know Steve has one that's similar to it. And if you're out there, Steve, just listen to this one, and I bet you it sparks a couple of stories that you've heard in the past too about good things that ghosts do on the highway. And I know a lot of trucker stories where they'll be driving along and all of a sudden something will appear next to them sitting in the passenger side, and it's usually, in some cases, it's to warn them, to slow them down, to okay, Steve, and or something might be coming ahead, or something might be going on with the truck, all different things like that. But it's not always to scare. A lot of times it's to warn. And I've heard from multiple ghosts. Now, this is a special category for ghosts. For everybody likes to put things in categories. I know it's very difficult to put them in because, they they basically bleed over into other categories. So many, it's hard to put it in a file cabinet there. But with this one, I think there's a certain earthbound, but not really earthbound. More like they passed, went across, and almost halfway, not really in purgatory, but more like as making a conscious decision to come back here to do things, to do good things, to help somebody who is going down the same wrong path that they did, whether it be a stranger or a family member, a friend that they cared about. I've heard that they go through all of this for a complete stranger as well. So that's very cool. Ghosts helping strangers as well, strangers helping ghosts. So we've got it on both ends. But I've heard them say it's all very close to the same thing. More like, I'm helping myself by helping you. I had to come back and do, some good deeds or some good things for people. Or I had to get this fixed. I had to get these two people to forgive each other. I had to get this guy to stop selling drugs or stop taking drugs, or this woman, to appreciate her life and her kids and come out of her, whatever she's in, whatever it is. And I'm hearing that more and more, and I think it's so cool because there seems to be something going on. You hear people saying the veil is thinning, and that's just a way of putting, I think it's gotten a little easier for some reason, or there's a quickening going on where the time is almost sped up, like we've got to hurry up and do this kind of thing. You know, we got to get more people or save more on this side. And the ghosts seem to be involved too. And you hear a lot of that at Hoover House. And I bet you guys, Donnie and everybody who went, got a little bit of that feeling that goes on there, where they've actually gathered people and brought them there on both sides, living and dead, to meet each other. And I just think it's kind of neat that we remember that sometimes ghosts help people. So this is a story for that. And afterwards, I'll tell you a story that really got to me that's similar to this.
This story will chill you. It's about a man driving along a dark and lonely highway. At the side of the road, a person waving at him, warning him to slow down. Topping the very next hill, the driver came across a fatal car smash and would have added to the carnage if he hadn't slowed. Days later, he saw a picture of the man killed in the smash. It was the same man who waved him down. A country road in Victoria, early on a Sunday, May the 12th, 1991. A young man driving home after visiting friends. What happened next still haunts him, an experience he still can't talk about publicly. In fact, he's only ever told a handful of relatives and his close friend Bruce Harrower, who recounted this remarkable story.
There was a look of terror that came over his face as he was describing it. And yeah, I just have no doubts at all that what he saw, he did see.
To help maintain his anonymity, we'll call the driver Tom. He was a local. He knew the road well. But that morning, he did something uncharacteristically foolish.
He was, wanting home to bed. He was very tired at this stage. He put the foot down. He was doing 110 kilometres an hour. The road was only a 60-kilometre zone.
As he sped along, something at the side of the road attracted his attention. Tom glanced out the window of the car and literally could not believe his eyes.
He saw this vision off to the side in the medium strip, and as he glanced at it, he saw what appeared to be a figure, a ghost, a spirit. And the strange thing was, he saw the lamppost directly behind it, through it in fact, and he just couldn't believe what he'd seen. He virtually sort of rubbed his eyes and didn't know whether it was reality or what, just his imagination.
Maybe it was the shock of seeing the vision. Maybe good sense prevailed. But immediately Tom slowed down. Then he turned back to take a second, closer look at the figure he thought he'd seen.
Where he saw the figure the first time, he really had a good look this second time, and sure enough, it was there again. A figure, a spirit.
Confused and dazed, Tom headed once again for home, this time at a much safer speed. As he crested a hill, he suddenly noticed flashing lights up ahead. As he drew closer, he realized it was a road accident, and a very bad one at that. Probably fatal. 2 crumpled vehicles. No sign of survivors. Police were still waiting for the ambulance to arrive, and not surprisingly, they waved Tom on his way.
So without further delay, Tom went on his way and headed home. He didn't get much sleep that night at all. Just his mind was just spinning with the accident. He just couldn't believe it.
For days, the accident played on Tom's mind. So much so that he didn't give the vision he'd seen a second thought. It would come flooding back, though, when he finally received that week's local newspaper. The lead story was a fatal car crash, and inside was a photograph of one of the victims.
Immediately after he glanced at the picture, something was telling his mind that, you've seen this man before somewhere, but at the time he couldn't work out where. His mind was telling him that it was like a puzzle that he was just forced to work out. So he had a good look at the photograph, and he realised where he'd seen this man before. It was actually the figure that he had seen waving him down.
But how could that be? The more Tom thought about it, the more convinced he became that he understood the events of that early morning. He had seen a ghost.
He was precisely heading along the road at 1:15, and that was when he saw the figure. Now, the newspaper states that the man who died, Brian Johnson, died at about 1 o'clock, which would mean that Tom saw the figure 15 minutes after he had died. So this just shocked him even more. He couldn't handle it at this stage, basically.
Tom and his friend Bruce Harrower are also convinced the vision was a warning on a tragic day that probably saved his life.
Tom believes that if he hadn't seen the figure, he would have, travelling at 110 kilometres, going over the last rise, he would have most definitely ploughed into the accident itself and most likely killed himself and innocent bystanders.
I should say so. Cute ditty. Well, there you go. Strange ghosts helping strangers. I mean, what's going through? You're in an impact, you're in an accident. I thought to myself, here's this man, his age, what he appeared to be in real life, not just the actor, but an older man, probably a family man, probably, oh, what did I do? I've done this. Probably his genuine default setting in his characteristics was to be a protective guy to help others. To jump up from that to a conscious decision as a ghost to stop traffic. Don't, I've caused this. I don't want to cause any more problems. Don't go, slow down. Incredible, Steve.
Yep. Absolutely.
I mean, it's in that time to have that wherewithal, I just love to sit down and talk to him and go, man, that was something else. Now, I've heard something similar to this, airplane crashes, and especially Ghost of Flight 401. We'll have to watch that one night. We'll have to watch that. Ernest Borgnine, that'd be a popcorn night and a half right there.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That's a good movie. But, to come back, well, that's over time and slowly, where there's almost time to think about it. Just that ought to blow your mind, that a ghost is plotting something like that out, and not just plotting it out to assist people and help people, but have the ability to do it at that level of manifestation, of interacting with the physical world, in the reality. It's mind-blowing, isn't it? And the fact that you've got strangers helping strangers again, and then I know people that, have friends they can't get along with. It makes you wonder, though. The human psyche is such an amazing puzzle, But does that remind you of a story at all with ghosts on the highway, assisted, not hitchhiker ghosts, but do you remember a story, Steve, about, it was a woman and her little boy in a car, and I forget the states that they were traveling from, but they were going to see the grandparents, whatever. Worry started to set in when they didn't arrive when they were supposed to. An hour goes by, 2 hours go by, you know the story.
Yep.
Mom's worried. She calls back home. Well, they left here somewhere in between. Something's gone wrong. Now, the sister is getting premonitions, very much like Steve gets with prophetic dreaming, you call it. Right, Steve? Now, is it called the same when something's already happened and you're dreaming about it? Or that it's only called prophetic when it's something in the future?
I think it's only prophetic if it's going to happen in the future.
Or
if it's already happened, I think it's I don't know. There's a word for it, but I can't think of what it is. I can't think of it
either. But this sister, now this went on for a solid 3 nights and 4 days, I would imagine, if it's 3 nights. Okay, that every night, 3 consecutive nights, the sisters go to bed and having these dreams that her sister was in a car accident and off in the woods. And she's going over the map and the way she would drive, and she's pulling out the paper map and she's trying to understand which way she would have gone. And she's calling the local police department down there, and she's trying to tell them, will you look around here, will you look around there? Never had any connection whatsoever with anything psychic before, other than synchronicities and things like that, your normal everyday, you wouldn't think about it kind of stuff, right? She's having all this. Finally, she's got called so much down at the police station. One police officer is listening to her, and he did go out several times. She says, no, she's gone off someplace where you can't quite see in the thicket that a car's even run off, because now you got a problem, Steve. And living in the country, this can so happen. We've had it happen in Alabama. A lady pulled off. Same thing. You couldn't even tell the car went off, and she was down in there. So this was the kind of thing. But when another car goes by, sees a naked woman curled up on the side of the road in a rainstorm, going by so fast she doesn't see it. It's almost like as you're just going by. She doesn't see it as she's going forward. It's like as you pass, enough to go, I got to go back. You go back, it's not there. These kind of reports are coming into the police station. Enough for the cop to go back and check again. He sees a body, pulls over, stops the car, and he looks up, looks down, gone. But he decides he's going to go with it. With all the crazy stuff happening, he looks down a little further down the gully there, and looks in through the thicket past the wood line, and sure enough, he sees a shine on his flashlight, and it's the car. The woman died on impact, the mother. The 3-year-old was still alive in the seat, barely clinging to life. This woman in death, shown herself to so many passerby and cars that the police had to go back and continually check till they found this car and save that little boy. That's what that woman reminds me of too.
Yeah. Now that was on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries in 1997. It is here on YouTube. It's called The Ghost of Highway 50.
There you
Highway
go.
50 is like a twisty, windy road that goes between, it's in the Sierra Nevadas. It goes between Sacramento and somewhere up in that area. Her sister, in these dreams, she kept seeing the number 16, 16,
there it is.
16.
Yes.
And where they found the car was near mile marker 16. But they conjectured that the woman, even though she was dead, I'm getting to that, Donnie, that she was appearing to traffic. And the whole thing about being naked was so that people would pay attention.
Yep.
I mean, if you see a woman on the side of the road, yeah, okay. But if it's a naked woman, everybody's going to stop and check that out.
Right.
Most people.
Right.
And there were actually people that drove by it that were scared to stop there thinking, this is going to be a carjacking attempt or something weird's going on here.
Sure.
But yeah, she had died on impact. The little boy, Nicky was his name.
Oh, gosh.
Christine Scoopish, I think was the name.
A Mother's Love.
And they think that she was appearing. That's right, Linda Lee Chavez. It goes to the Sierra Nevadas there from Sacramento up to wherever the terminus is.
Wow.
But I think it was her ghost that was appearing on the side of the road because she had died on impact, and she was trying to get somebody to come there and look for the car.
A Mother's Love. It's so strong, and I love those stories. You hear them all. a mother lifts a car off her kid with adrenaline, just pure adrenaline, that supernatural force that just hits you, and miraculous things have happened. The stories go on and on forever. But the ones after death just absolutely get me because, again, we all sit here and talk about all this stuff that people can do after they die, and we're forgetting what we can do while we're still alive too. It's quite the thing to think about. We need to embrace the miracles that are around us every day as well. They happen all the time. We all have bad days. I have a bad day every 5 minutes. But I stop. It's just true though. You have to stop yourself physically sometimes and go, do something that changes that, or laugh about it, and it comes a little easier each time, especially laughter. Laughter's great. But if we've got that kind of power afterwards, think about what we could do now. And places like the Hoover House and so many others, and so many paranormal investigator groups and shows and podcasts, we've all found a way to reach out and keep our fingers in this wonderful subject, in our hands, trying to do what we can do to understand it. And it's just one story after the next just amazes me. Tonight we looked at a lot of crazy people out on the streets. It horrifies me like nothing else because, I understand that there's mental health issues, but I also understand that once you come through a certain part, we all have a line. And to me, that's crossing it big time.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're
A lot of the
outside of my
problem is
house.
there's no resources for those people.
It's too much.
They've turned them out because
Mm-hmm.
they needed the beds for other things, and other people, they can't keep them in jail. So a lot of times it's just a
There's gotta
geographic
be
thing.
another
Take
way.
them to the county line and drop them off.
Yeah.
And then they wander to wherever the streets are full of them here in Portland. It's that way in San Francisco. It's that way in Seattle. And a lot of those people out there are veterans. That's the really
Yes.
sad part. I mean, I
Yes.
hate to see
That kicks
anybody
my
with a mental
ass.
illness just dumped on the street.
Mm-mm.
But a veteran, somebody that, put their life on the line
Yes.
to preserve our freedoms and gave that service to the country, and they're out there, holding a cardboard
Mhm.
sign.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right.
American citizen that gave their all, some gave some gave all, and that's it. When you've got hungry kids in your own country and veterans who gave the oath to protect you so you could stay home and take care of your kids and do your jobs and pay for your houses and sleep at night, and they're on the streets and immigrants are coming over and getting stuff handed to them, there's something wrong. There should be a balance there. And I'll tell you, everybody says nothing can be done, but there are small private groups and communities that have made a difference and have found ways. And the American way is you find a way. It's not the Americans. Americans are getting it done. They're out still doing it. There's small businesses, all kinds of stuff. It's the people above that, so that's got to flip. That's got to change, because the people, when you really get down to it, the heart, I mean, come on, people. We've got the dead helping strangers. Understanding the impact of how important life is and choices and how you choose your journey. And they're actually coming back to help you do that. We all have stories of that in our own lives. So I think that's interesting to look at the clowns and all that stuff. Again, people say it's hoaxes, but that's the scary part because you can't look at it like a hoax. Because how many horror movies have you seen where the woman is standing there and we're watching it and she's saying, now, George, you just make me so mad when you do this. I don't like these little jokes. And next thing you know, there's a knife going in her. Wham, 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 because she thinks it's her friend. You can't think of it that way. You have to think all of them as a threat. And that's sad, if you can't keep a safe distance away, for the love of God, don't go chasing them through the freaking corn, But, and don't open the door and keep the door locked, right, Steve?
That's right. Hey, Tina MM, welcome in.
Hey, Tina.
Catching us on the end here, but go back and watch from the beginning. We had a fun time tonight.
Do you need your picture, Steve? Do you want me to throw up that beautiful bean footage for you so you can tell about what you're going to be doing?
I'm not sure which one it is, but put it up there and I'll tell you all about it.
You had a... I'm going to just throw shit at you now. Here, tell me about this one, Steve. Hang on. I've got it. It's the one that it's coming up for you, babe. This one.
Yep. The Paranormal Roundtable. If you don't listen to that podcast and YouTube channel, That's Josh Turner's channel. Go check it out. Subscribe to it. They're putting on the first annual Dogman / Cryptid Conference in Paris, Tennessee, August 13th. The ringmaster, Ken Gerhard there, he's well known. People, the other speakers, Josh Turner, Ron Murphy, Nick Redfern. Love Nick
I like
Redfern.
Nick. I sure do.
Patina Moss, Steve Stockton, who the hell that is.
Yeah.
Barton
He's
Nunley,
my
Nick
buddy.
Valente, Jody Cook, Tony Merkel, Jay Vault Tucker, Kenny Irish, the punk cryptozoologist, Elijah Henderson, David Weatherly. If you
love
come and
David.
you go
David's
there
a
and you
good
see
old
David,
boy.
call him the Black Eyed Kids guy. He loves that.
He does like that.
No, he doesn't. He's like, I've written all these other books, and that's all other people know me
That's
by
what
is from the
people ever
Black Eyed
ask me
Kids.
about.
Kubo Baker and D.A. Roberts,
That's
and then
funny.
there's going to be some extra special guests. Friday, that's on Saturday. Friday before that, there's a special
August 13th.
VIP meet, greet, and eat.
Meet and
But I
greet
think
meet.
that's already sold out. There's only, I think, 50 tickets for that. They sold out really fast.
We're a meet
But
and greet where all the
tickets
good
are
zombies
still
get to
available. Let me see if I've
eat
got
the
a
guest
link
hosts.
here. I've got a link here. Last time I tried to do this, the link was so long
Uh-oh.
that it wouldn't let me post it.
Uh-oh. What's
So
going
let
to
me
happen?
try it. Let me try it on.
Give it a whirl.
I
Let's see
can't
what
post
happens.
in StreamYard, but let me try it here on.
I loved Glenn's
There we go.
explanation of what tonight. He said we talked a little bit about this. We talked about something else in clown porn. He just gave a breakdown of it. Is that what the show? I guess it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there you go. Eventbrite. It's where you get your tickets. They're only $30, and it's all
There you
day, and it's going to start, I think, at 9 a.m. and run
Catch that
till
link, everybody.
whenever. So if you're anywhere near Paris, Tennessee, you definitely want to come to this one. It's Paris, Tennessee's kind of, sort of halfway between Memphis and Nashville, but it's up near the Kentucky border.
Ooh la la.
It's right on Kentucky Lake and the Land of the Lakes area, which is why they picked that. There's been just a plethora of dogman sightings up there.
A plethora of dogman sightings. I love
Yeah.
that phrase. Isn't that something?
So-
There's some creepy things. I'm telling you what. I think it's getting to the point where, you know, they're crossing over into our place. We're crossing over into theirs. There's portals opening up everywhere. We got ghosts on the highway directing traffic, Steve. We got clowns in our cameras and things walking around our backyards. We don't know what the hell they are. I don't know what the world's coming to. But there's our book. If you want to read a good book on the way out or get it for the Armageddon or whatever you want to do, it's a good read, isn't it, Steve?
Oh, absolutely. We are all children in the wilderness of the afterlife, a guided tour through haunted life.
There
It's
you
available
go.
on Amazon and wherever fine books are sold.
Yep.
Written by Cisco and a little help from me. She did
It
all
was
the
so
heavy
much
lifting.
fun.
I came along behind her and did like color commentary
There
on
you
each
go.
chapter. But it's
And hit
really
the like.
really good reading. And I've also got books on Amazon in Kindle
he does.
paperback, audiobook format coming out for my newest series, National Park Mysteries and Disappearances. So
Yep.
go check those out. Just go to Amazon.com and search Steve Stockton in the books. You'll pull up the book Cisco and I did, and then never how many I've got now, 6 or 7, I think. I'm working
There you
on 2 or
go.
3 more as we speak, so I lose
Yep.
count.
Yep, it is like Ghostbusters too. But you know, like I said, everybody needs a good book now and then. We've all seen the Twilight Zones where people were glad they had books with whatever was going on. They seemed to get them through the hard
You
stuff.
remember the
so-
one that all he wanted to do was read, and it was the
So sad.
apocalypse, and he crawled through the rubble and
Oh my
burning
God.
stuff. He gets all the way to the library,
Mm.
and it's just like this huge, like the Library of Congress, something.
He's
Every
so
book you could ever
excited.
want to read.
Yep.
And he breaks his glasses and can't read any of
Damn
them.
sure did. Broke them, couldn't read a goddamn one. It was terrible. Those Twilight Zones echo through my childhood like nobody's business. They had such an impact, and I think they had more impact.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot to choose from. It was right there in living black and white.
And Rod Serling was just an
Yeah.
absolute master. And then
10
later,
inches
now
from
he
your
didn't write
face.
everything on there, but he wrote most of them.
Yeah,
or
he did a lot.
executive produced them.
He did.
And then same
They
with
all
Night
had a
Gallery.
moral.
That's some of the scariest TV I've ever seen. Was
Yeah.
the original Night Gallery.
That's Sydney.
Burgess Meredith. That's right, Linda Lee Chavez. That's the poor little guy
Oh.
that broke his glasses.
Yep, John Boy Walton screamed a hole right through my soul with that Sin Eater thing because he had to eat his father's, oh God, he was a sin eater and all
That was
that
terrible.
sin. And he's screaming. First acting role he ever had. He got 11 years of the Waltons out of it, and it probably took him that long to get over that shit. I'll tell you what.
And you know something else he did that I was really amazed by? I didn't like the
Which
sound
one?
of it at first. When he played Hank Williams Sr.
Oh yeah.
in that biopic,
sure did.
and even Hank Jr. was mad about that. He said, "I don't want effing John Boy Walton to play my daddy."
Yep.
But then he did it, and he had the accent, he had the moves, he had the look.
That's right.
Because Hank was kind of like Hank
He's a good
Sr. was
little
kind of a
actor.
little pinched up, sickly looking guy because of all the alcohol and morphine.
Yep.
But Richard Thomas did a fabulous job.
He did.
I was amazed. I was truly
He was
amazed.
a heck of an actor. I used to like his surprise faces. One of the best ones. I watch it every Christmas. Ask my family, they'll just like, yes, she does. But I pull out that one with the first movie they did, where it's a Christmas Eve.
Walton
And
Family Christmas
Daddy
or
comes,
whatever.
yeah. And Daddy comes home late. There's been an accident. The bus is rolled over. People are dead. They're listening to that radio, Stephen. I keep telling you about.
Merry
They used to
Christmas,
huddle
everyone.
around. Yeah, and it's like everybody's dead on the highway, and they're waiting for me. So she sends John Boy out to get him, and there's this huge blizzard. Of course, there's a storm. Cow gets loose. Everything happens this Christmas Eve. Anyway, he goes out and he meets all these characters along the way. Gosh, they've got a man out there stealing turkeys. Remember that? He was stealing turkeys from the rich people and giving them to the poor people, and he got caught. The sheriff, it's just a humdinger. You ought to see it. But when John Boy meets up with the local pastor, they go to those crazy sisters. I forget what their names were. That make the moonshine. They have a still
the Baldwin
daddy still.
sisters.
The Baldwin sisters.
And John Boy brings home
Yes.
2 pint jars of it, and his mother got so mad.
Throw it in
John
the
Boy,
snow.
you take that out and pour it on the fence.
Pour it
And I remember his line. He looks at her real sad, and he says, "It's eggnog, Mama."
It's eggnog, Mom.
AJK,
Break your
you
heart.
are right. He did play Hank Jr. I don't know where I got Hank Sr.
Yeah, he played Jr. Yeah.
He played Hank Jr. and Hank Jr. was mad because John Boy was going to play him.
Yeah. But he did good.
I
But I'll
had
tell
no
you,
coffee today.
when-
But anyway,
when-
whatever
when-
it was, Richard Thomas did a good job.
He did, but when he was with the Baldwin sisters, and the pastor told him, "You got to see this scene. They're crazy as June bugs. You can't just ask him. All he needs is some gas." But he couldn't just come out and ask him. That's how loony they were.
Well,
They're
it's
playing
Christmas. They
old
have to-
music. Yeah, they're playing old music, and he's
the guest.
dancing around. And all of a sudden, he stops. The pastor stops, and he's singing a song, and he says, "Miss Mamie, I need some gas." And John Boy just goes, the look on his face is worth watching the whole damn movie for. He was a great actor. He really
And
was.
he was
He's
young
scared
when
to
he
death.
did
Oh,
that,
God, yeah,
too,
he
though.
did. Yeah, he was.
The
Yep.
Twilight
And
Zone
knickers.
or
He was
the
wearing
Night
knickers.
Gallery and the Waltons thing. I think he was like, 17, 18 years old or something when he started in that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. Everything's ruined by Tom Cruise. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I didn't even like Risky Business. I wasn't buying that bullshit.
But Tom Cruise, he plays
like
the
him.
same guy in everything.
I don't like him.
It's probably not even acting. I think it's just him.
Yep. Yeah.
But he's the hot shot fighter pilot.
There's
He's
an
the hot
energy.
shot football player. He's the hot
Yep.
shot
Yep.
bartender.
Yep.
And just,
And Top Gun.
just
Yeah. Everybody was falling over that scene in Top Gun where, they put on the jukebox. He starts singing. I would have socked him right cold on his jaw, man. He'd have gone flying across that bar, right across that damn wax wood floor. I guarantee it.
And what was the thing with him and Paul Newman?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Color of Money,
Oh, was it?
or is a pool hustler?
Was that
It
him?
was the sequel to The Hustle, which was Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason. And then Tom Cruise played a pool hustler. And then
Eyes
at
Wide
that
Shut,
point,
yeah.
Paul Newman was older and kind of taking this guy, Jerry Maguire.
He's such
my
a
ass.
clam. He's clammy.
Sorry, I just don't like him.
I can't do clammy. I swear to God. It's just, I can't. No. Nope.
Yeah, I can't really
Nope.
think of.
No,
I kind of
don't like
liked
my men
Risky
clammy.
Business at first because it was just such an unusual movie. I just don't like him.
There you go. We're adults. We can sit here and tell people we don't like them. And
Yeah,
you know
Tom
what?
Cruise, come on. We'll have it out with you.
We talked a
I
little bit
challenge you
about
to
him,
arm
so
wrestling for charity. You name the time and the place, I'll be there.
I'd get your stuff in order, Tom, because we've been talking about you on this show. We didn't mean it. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Just in
You
case
have
he
an
passes
iceberg
away
fall on
between
your
now and then.
ass.
Now, we haven't killed anybody lately. We were knocking them off left and right
Oh
there
my
for a
God, we
while.
took out Meatloaf. Oh my God, I can't even. I just, we got to stop it, Steve. We
Well,
don't
you've
know
heard
what
how
we're
that
doing.
happened, right?
Oh.
Bob Saget had passed away,
Uh-huh.
and then Betty White had passed away. They met together in heaven,
Uh-huh.
and Bob's like, Betty, what should we do for dinner? And Betty
Meatloaf.
said, how about meatloaf? I know. Too soon, too soon.
I think we're gonna end it right there.
I've got a
Steve.
dark sense of humor.
I like
Forgive me. I
just
love
for the-
Meatloaf. He's one of my
I
favorite
love
artists
Meatloaf
ever.
too. For the record, I like it with the gravy, not with the ketchup.
And if you've ever seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, there's a scene
Yes.
where they're sitting down to dinner, and then the audience participation stuff's like, this is really good. What is it? And then Frankenfurter, Tim Curry, whips the tablecloth off, and what's left of Meatloaf is under this glass table.
Yep.
And then the audience yells, ah, shit, Meatloaf. We ate him last week. I
Yep.
can do every audience participation line from that movie.
Oh, great
We just
Scott.
I
Great
went to
Scott,
that.
Steve.
Got
Great
wheels, but no effing brakes.
Oh my God! The first time I went to see Rocky Horror Picture Show in the Belmar Cinema, beautiful downtown Belmar, and we went in there all dressed up. We had everything. We had the rice, we had the toilet paper, we had the whole shabeel,
The
and
toast,
we
the water
had
guns, the
stoned
newspaper.
off our ever-loving asses. We had a blast, and they played it every night at midnight the whole time I was in high school. That's 4 years, people, and they
Yeah.
were almost always sold out.
We
Rocky
went
Horror
when I was
Picture
in
Show.
high school. We went every Friday and Saturday
Mhm.
night
Mhm.
for I think years.
Mhm.
I don't know how many times I've seen it. I know I did 30 weekend nights in a row. There was a few before and after that I missed, but I did 30 Friday and Saturdays in a row.
Mm.
So
Yeah. And it just, it was just the people you were with and the dances and
and
the whole
just and
shebang.
the thing about that, it played in places where there wasn't a lot of
Uh-huh.
alternative entertainment
Yeah.
like that. Knoxville, Tennessee at that time, the if you went out to see a bar band or something, it was like a Led Zeppelin
Yeah.
cover band or something like that. Rocky Horror was kind of a punk thing to do. People would come in with their mohawks and their leather
And
and
it was an
stuff.
excuse to get dressed up and be
Yeah,
different and
get
show
dressed up
up
and let your freak flag fly and
Yep.
have a good time.
It was a
and
good time. Yep. It sure was. But before we go tonight, we're on our way out. I just wanted to make something perfectly clear. Everybody in here is now going to get their doorbell changed to this sound right here.
There you go.
That or a big dog barking, right, Steve?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, guys, listen, keep your feet under the covers, keep your closet doors shut. Make sure you get over there to Missing Persons Mystery. Why can't I say it, Steve? Missing Mystery.
Missing Persons and Mysteries.
Thank you very much.
And
With
also
that-
check out my other channel, 13 Past Midnight.
That one
We
I
went
got.
live over there last Friday for Friday the 13th. Sandy was live from the beach. She was on vacation.
Oh,
and
wow.
we had Lady Ann Celine from
I
KPNL
love her
Radio
so much. We're
and
going to have to get her on.
Caravan Library. She wants to be on the show. You want me to invite her
Yeah,
on?
absolutely, I
sometime?
do. I
Okay.
just the only reason I haven't had a guest this past month is it's been like one heck of a family
And
whirlwind. So
I don't know if we're
I'm
going to be
afraid
live this Friday or not, but we are going to start doing some regular live shows.
Mhm.
Not every night. I did that 370 nights
Yeah, it's
in a row,
hard, man.
370 something. And
just trying to do two a
needed a
week.
break. But we are
You
in
know?
October. We're going to do the 31 nights of Halloween, so we will be live every night in October. And then some of that will be from the Pacific
31 days of
Northwest True Crime
Halloween,
Festival,
Halloween,
where I'm
Halloween,
speaking. I don't
31
remember
days
what
of
day it is in
Halloween,
October.
super
Sometime in
show.
October. Watch for that. And
There you
any of you
go.
people in the Pacific Northwest, particularly Washington State, let me know. Sandy and I are going to be up near Mount Rainier in a couple weeks, shooting
Oh,
some
cool.
footage and some stuff for the channel. Might be able to meet up with a few people. Going to be up there for 3 or 4 days. Got a cabin in the woods. It'll be a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys. Drop those links. 13
So,
past midnight and everything else. And
Follow
thank
me
you so
through
much.
the gates. I'll be the
Follow the
gatekeeper.
gatekeepers. Oh,
with my
look, my nail
lantern,
polish
yeah.
looks awesome. Look at that.
Is
Oh,
it
that's
black
so
or is that just the way
cool. No,
the?
it's actually seafoam green with glitter.
But
But
it
I like
looks
this
black
better.
with the green screen effect. Yeah.
I like that one better. Good night, everybody. Love you, Steve, my buddy. Can't
Me
wait.
too.
I
My
already looking
pals
forward to
in the
next
chat
week.
here. If you want to collab, you got a story idea,
Everybody be
anything,
safe.
text me.
Keep your
email me. Find me on Facebook. Steve
There you go.
Stockton 81 at gmail.com.
Donnie Cho has been wanting to do a Q&A with the chat, so maybe we'll do that next Monday, and everybody can just ask us what they want to ask us.
That'd be fun. Yep.
Yep, there you go. All right, everybody. Good night. We love you. Love and prayers to PETA and everybody out there that needs healing. If you see Aunt Edna, tell her we love her. And y'all take care, and we'll see you next week.
See you next time. See you a little farther on down the trail. Be good to yourselves and to each other.
There you go.
Stockton
Bye-bye.
out.